Hello guys, and welcome back to yet another educative episode here at Healthy.E Nutrition, your number one nutrition content channel. I am your host, Dorothy Kathini, a certified and licensed clinical nutritionist. On our last episode, we discussed about childhood obesity. If you've not checked out that video, kindly check it out, leave a comment, like, and share the video. If you're new here, kindly subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button. If you've been here before, thank you for always engaging with our content. It means a lot. And in today's episode, we shall be discussing about failure to thrive among children below the age of 5 years. We shall talk about its causes, diagnosis, and treatment. So kindly sit back, relax, and enjoy this very educative and informative episode. Failure to thrive is a term used to describe a child who fails to gain weight as per the expected rate. It is recommended that a child gains half a kg per month all the way up to 5 years of age. Let's discuss the causes of failure to thrive. And our first point will be acute or chronic disorder or disease, such as we have cleft lip disease, we have celiac disease, we have diarrhea, we have diabetes, we have tuberculosis, and these conditions interfere with nutrient intake, absorption, metabolism or excretion, or increased energy requirements. So if your child is not getting enough, if they have this condition, chances are very high that their weight gain will not be as per expected, and this is going to lead to failure to thrive. Point number 2 is insufficient calorie intake. Insufficient calorie intake leads to failure to thrive because the child is not getting enough nutrients as it is required in the body, and this manifests itself by failure to gain weight, growth in length and head circumference remaining normal for over a period of time. Point number 3 is socio-economic status, where we talk about the family's income. Maybe the family is not able to afford a balanced diet for their child. Hence, this is going to lead now to point number 2, which is insufficient calorie intake, leading to failure to thrive. Point number 4, it's poor understanding of feeding techniques, inadequate supply of breast milk, disordered interaction between child and caregiver. And on this particular point, we talk about responsive feeding, whereby as a caregiver, you're supposed to encourage your child to build a relationship between them and a food so that you avoid fussy eating. And this is going to enable your child to enjoy meal times, which in turn makes them get enough nutrients or enough food, which equates to having enough nutrients if the food is well balanced. How do we describe a child as having failed to thrive? We describe a child as having failed to thrive through conducting monthly growth and monitoring, which is conducted from birth all the way to 5 years of age to see if it matches the standard growth charts. It manifests itself by failure to grow in weight or failure to gain weight, at least 0.5 kgs per month, when the growth in length and head circumference remains the same over a period of time. Failure to growth manifests itself in most children within the first 1 year of age. Having discussed about what failure to thrive is, how to diagnose it, and its causes, let's now go straight to talking about treatment and or prevention of failure to thrive. Point number 1 is treatment of any underlying conditions. This is because, and the reason why it's very important is because even if you work on the nutritional aspect of the causes of failure to thrive without treating the underlying health conditions, you will still achieve very little to no results, because if it was increment in caloric requirement or nutrient requirements, you will still have that because you've not treated the underlying condition. So the first thing is to treat the underlying condition. If it's TB, work on treating that as you intertwine it with the nutritional aspect. But make sure the first thing after you've screened for the causes of failure to thrive, if there was any underlying condition, please work on having it treated first. Point number 2 is adequate calorie intake, where you ensure that your child is getting enough calories as per the body's requirement so that it meets the body's needs. Point number 3 is that we need to educate the caregivers on giving their children a balanced diet. Make sure that in your child's diet from the age of 6 months onwards, where you get to introduce complementary feeding, you work with a balanced diet where you offer your child at least 4 of the main food groups per meal to ensure that the child is getting all the required nutrients during this particular period of time. So we educate mothers and caregivers on offering their kids or their babies a balanced diet. Point number 4 is that we have to encourage responsive feeding. By responsive feeding, we talk about avoiding forceful feeding. Make sure that you allow your child to form a relationship between them and the food. By forming a relationship between them and food is that you allow them to interact with the food. Let them learn the texture of this food. Let them learn the taste and the smell of a particular food. Be patient when offering your child food and pay adequate attention to their hunger and satiety cues so that you are able to feed your child as much as they can take per meal. And to wrap up this video, thank you for sticking around up until this time. I hope that you've been able to pick 1 or 2 points here and there regarding failure to thrive. If you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly do so and hit the notification button so that you will be notified the next time I post another very educative and informative video. So that's it for me today. See you on our next episode.